And what is up, you guys? I hope everyone is doing good. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Comment down below. Let me know if my audio is working right. I'm trying a new setup today. So let me know if my audio is working. Comment down below. Let me know if you can hear me. Shout out to you guys. We are on the after hours stream. What is up? Hope everyone's doing good. Happy Tuesday to you guys. Shout out to everyone out there, all the second shift workers, overnight peeps, and people who just can't go to sleep. Shout out to you guys, man. We're just live, chilling, nothing in particular to really go crazy about, but we are talking everything DC, Marvel, Star Wars. It's just been a crazy weekend overall, man. Wild, wild weekend. And it's just it's unbelievable what has transpired uh in the world of hip hop. Shout out to the hip hop community. I know today took a turn for the worst, and it's one of those things where hip hop beef is starting to get too deep, starting to get real dark, and that's just what it is. And so between Dot and Drake, I hope that they can mend that and that all that can get resolved, because it would suck to lose one of the greats to some bull. Or you can subscribe to the conspiracy theory that it's all just a setup, or whatever for entertainment. It could be whatever. At this point, I don't know what to believe, because both sides have claimed whatever the case, and no one's come forward with any kind of proof or anything. So who knows? Who knows who's telling the truth? And it is what it is at this point. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you guys are on tonight. It's a great night, great Tuesday night. Um, Shout out to, we're coming live from the crib, of course. Shout out to everyone at Women's and Children's Hospital. Shout out to you guys. Y'all were amazing, and helped me and my wife deliver our first set of twin baby boys. So two healthy baby boys, and I'm very happy and blessed. And they're doing great, and they're growing strong. And I look forward to starting this process over again, because I already have a 3-year-old boy. Shout out to my boy Asher, who's normally with me on these live streams, but he's with his family, his mother-in-law and stuff right now. So shout out to my boy. But we got in. I've seen all the discourse going on about James Gunn releasing the first look at Superman, and so I'm really trying to understand what everybody's problem is, uh because and I've been through this background a billion times before, but I feel like I have to say it again. I've been there when it comes to the Snyder cut. I've been there when it's come down to uh when it's come down to fighting for certain cuts of films, and it can get crazy. It can get hard at times, because you just feel like you're not being listened to. You feel like you as a fan are not being taken seriously when it comes to the characters that you love being put on the big screen. And so a lot of people have felt that way. And there have been great cases where you talk about you know Sonic, per se, where Sonic came out with that first look at Sonic, and it was like people just were like, you're not about to do this to Sonic. And the fans spoke up, and it was the creators were humble. The people working on the movie were humble enough to hear the fans, and they did the redesign and understood where they went wrong, and they got it right. And Sonic and as a result of that, Sonic has now become one of the biggest, if not the leading, video game franchise for movies. So anything is possible when it comes down to listening to fans and just understanding where the fans are coming from. So I think that that was a big win. Now, as of today, I think everyone is kind of just like overreacting to. I'm not saying you're wrong. You know, if you didn't like the design of David Cornsweat, then you have every right to not, and that's fine. And I've seen people voice their opinions. I've seen people voice their proper opinion on that, and that's totally fair. I'm not even tripping off that. It's the toxicity that I just knew was coming, where people were going to be pissed about this no matter what. Like, no matter what they did, somebody was going to find a way to complain and to be upset. And so, that wasn't surprising to me. So everyone's pretty much pissed about this new look at David Cornsweat, and I don't know if this is even it. It might be something else. I'm trying to find the right file. If not, then we can go off this picture right here. And of course, that's not it. But people are upset about this first look, and I'm like, bro, we haven't even got the movie yet. The movie's not even here. It's not even here yet. What are we mad about? Like, somebody, please get down in the comments, comment down below. What are we mad about? Seriously. What are we so upset about with this new gen? Now, the bitterness, I understand. The bitterness is there because WB has been, when it comes to building a cinematic universe, they have been inconsistent, they have been lazy, they have been, for the most part, not listening to fans, and it's resulted in a lot of work that has become lackluster and ill received. So it's just, I hate it, but that's the truth. That's the truth. And one day they'll get it right. Maybe this might be the time that they get it right. Who knows? We don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, James Gunn just got here. He just really started cooking up. Now, me, I'm a hardcore Snyder fan. Hardcore. I love Snyder. I love everything he does. But you know, I'm also objective, and I understand where things have to go now that and Christopher Nolan are not involved anymore. It was bittersweet to understand that we weren't getting the Snyderverse restored, even with the Snyder Cut coming out. But that was never the main goal of that campaign anyway. The initial goal of that campaign was to see Justice League, was to see Zack Snyder's Justice League vision. Now, I will say, once we saw the full vision, oh, I mean, yeah, you pretty much would have no, like, yeah, man, where's more of that? Where's more of that? But WB and Zack and their ongoing beef and their differences, I don't think that they had any intention of moving forward with Zack or trying to reestablish his vision. I don't think they had any sort of plans to do that anyway. And so here we are. I mean, and my co-host Evan Elliott isn't here right now. Shout out to him, but he can attest to when we went to go see Black Adam, and our seats weren't even cold before we left the theater after the post credit scene, after seeing Henry Cavill announce, and we got back in the car. And then the next day, or the following week, it was announced that Henry Cavill was cut yet again, even after he was told he was being brought back. And it was just like, it was like, bro, like, come on. It was like, you can't be serious. Like, Warner Brothers can't be serious like this. You got everybody's hopes up. Even if Black Adam, and believe me, Black Adam was, I think, a two-dimensional cookie cutter superhero movie. It didn't really have that much depth to it like that, but it was still enjoyable. It was still like a 6 out of 10 for me. It was still enjoyable, and I think that Dwayne was awesome. I would have loved to see Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam again, of course. But the main attachment to that was that Henry Cavill was coming back to be Superman. And that's what had everybody excited. That's where everybody got locked in again with DC really. And once they cut him again, well, it was just like, all right, whatever. It's okay. And that's when I was done. I was like, okay, I don't want to hear anything else about DC doing any kind of cinematic universe until they get this thing right, until they have some sort of plan moving forward. So when James Gunn came out with his Gods and Monsters plan, and when he did the right thing. And look, I understand the controversy with James Gunn. I understand where everybody stands with him, the behavior in the past, Disney, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, and all that. But at the same time, those we look at those past events and we understand, yes, those were ill-made jokes. That was very bad. Those were terrible tweets. You know what I'm saying? And he never should have said those things. Those were very and I'm saying this so everyone can understand. James Gunn should have never said any of those things that he said, tweeted those things, took those pictures. Those were terrible. Even if and he's, yeah, I have a dark sense, twisted humor, whatever. Okay, that may have been the trend at one point, but it isn't right now. And so, he apologized for it. He got past that. And so I'm not in the business of being that kind of person who is going to go look up and dig skeletons out of somebody's closet to hold in front of them, because lest the Lord judge me for things that I've said, things that I've done. And so that's my whole attitude. I'm not really a cancel culture kind of person, you know. And so with James Gunn, that's the past. And if and then moving on, if we're judging straight on what he's done with his movies, particularly, which is why I think DC hired him, was the work on Guardians, and how he just brought Guardians of the Galaxy into the MCU and blossomed it into one of the MCU's leading franchises. That cannot be overlooked. Guardians is probably top three, is a top three trilogy in the MCU, and probably a top 10 superhero trilogy all time. And that can't be ignored. And so with the Guardians of the Galaxy, he brought so much heart, so much humor. And then when it was time to get serious, it got serious, which is really that's the epitome of the MCU. This not quite too dark universe, but a universe where it's balanced, where there's comedy and then there's a time for laughs here and there, but then when it gets real, it gets real. And that's what the MCU has been known for, that balance. And the Guardians trilogy demonstrated that, I think, better than any other trilogy out there, not named the Avengers. So if he can bring that sort of heart, and balance and tone with Superman, then I'm all for it, because I know he knows how to evoke the emotion. I know he knows how to make people feel, and he knows how to build a story. So I think that that's going to be an epic thing to do. And so that's why I said I look forward to it. So, and I want to give credit to Snyder too, because I loved his approach as well, which was the let's take it serious for a moment. Let's really give these characters the spotlight that they deserve, and let's study and take the mythology behind these characters seriously. Let's treat them as the gods that they are in terms of their powers and their impact on the world. And so when Zach did that with Man of Steel and then furthered it in Batman v Superman and then kept going in ZSJL, I'm like, dude, that's a complete character arc right there. And I think it's probably one of the best Superman stories ever told in live action. And so, like I just said, those are two different approaches that you can take. James Gunn can bring that balanced tone. Zach chose to take the more serious and mature route, and so there's like I said in my tweet earlier, there's a million different there's a lot of different ways you can tell this story and a lot of different ways you can approach it. So how can you say, about this first look? And look, judge the costume all you want, sure, whatever. Judge it, do all that, have your opinions on it, but also come with an open mind. Don't just come out the wood like, bruh, David Cornsweat's in the gym. He's working out. He's doing the thing, doing what he's supposed to do. And all these people are just, well, you'll never be Henry Cavill. Oh, this guy thinks he's Henry Cavill. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you guys stupid? What is like that's so Imagine if Daniel Craig would have approached being James Bond by thinking that he had to match Sean Connery or that he had to be right like Roger Moore or Pierce Brosnan. He would have never become the James Bond that he was to me and to us had he done that. He focused on bringing his own style, bringing his own take. Ben Affleck wouldn't have been a great Batman if he were focused on trying to be like Michael Keaton and Christian Bale and Clooney and all those other guys. No, him and Zach worked together and brought something new to the table. Robert Pattinson did not try to copy Ben Affleck. Him and Matt Reeves brought a new perspective, a detective noir perspective that wasn't really as emphasized in the previous two iterations like it was in the Batman. And that's what made Batman so successful. They're not meant to be the same. Every iteration is meant to be different. Y'all fans come with this not all of y'all, I ain't saying all of y'all, but some of y'all come with this expectation that it just has to be like, imagine if people had that expectation on Joaquin Phoenix, like to be or outdo Heath Ledger. If Joaquin was focused on trying to be like or outdo Heath Ledger, he would have never gave the Oscar-winning performance that he did in The Joker. Wouldn't be looking at a sequel right now. I'm just being real about it. So why are we putting that weight and those expectations on David? Like, give the guy a chance. Like, give the guy a stinking chance. Like, come on, man. Just like, because here's what's gonna happen. And look, I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm just saying it could. People get a look and they misjudge it, and then once the movie actually comes out, everybody's wrong. And all of a sudden, oh well, he's not that bad, and everybody's just gonna. I looked at Robert Pattinson's Batman cowl and I was like, where are they going with this? Like, what are they doing? And then I saw the cowl in live action and how it hits with the lighting and the writing and what they were doing with the story. And I was like, bro, now it's in the running possibly to be my favorite. It probably is my number one favorite Bat cowl. Outside of Ben Affleck's, I like Pattinson's Batman is probably he's starting to grow on me as being my favorite. But that came from keeping an open mind and knowing that he wasn't going to be like Ben Affleck or Christian Bale. So that's what I'm saying, man. Let's just like keep an open mind here as we go into this new era of DC, as we go into this new era of the DCU. You never know what you never know what you're gonna get. So I'm keeping an open mind. I don't know about y'all. Uh, a little bit. Let's see. A little bit about Star Wars, man. Like Bad Batch was awesome. I thought it was a lot of filler episodes, but still a great show. And I'm thankful, being someone who grew up as a Clone Wars fan, who grew up as a prequel kid. All these years later, now that I've grown up, now that I have a family, and I've grown up, to still be getting these stories with the clones that I grew up with is absolutely amazing. And I'll be forever grateful to Dave Filoni and George Lucas and that team for continuing those stories and for keeping that alive. And I think Bad Batch is now possibly the end of an era for storytelling in the Clone Wars. That post Revenge of the Sith, uh, Clone Wars, early Empire type storytelling. Now, Tales of the Empire went hard too. Um, I Tales of the Empire I thought was very short. I thought it was very short, but the story could have given a lot more. It wasn't bad, but the story could have given a lot more. And not only that, but then there's everyone's obvious problem with the story, which was, you know what? I don't even want to speak on it because it's so stupid. Like why would they understand, and this is what's gonna get the acolyte in trouble. And this is no judgment to my audience or whoever, you know, uh but I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck with you. They know what they're doing when they want to put inclusion in these stories. They know what they're doing when they're trying to include pronouns and things like that, and they know that it's going to rub so many people the wrong way. And they chose to do it anyway. One of the Jedi that's being hunted uh went by uh went by they or them pronouns. Now, when I initially watched the scene, I thought they were hunting multiple Jedi. When they came to that planet, I was under the assumption that they were hunting multiple Jedi, because you can say, "Oh, I'm a Jedi singular," or "the Jedi plural," but I thought that they were hunting multiple Jedi when Barriss and Lynn came to that planet. And then when they after the scene happened, everything was going so fast. I totally missed the fact that they said that until I went back and watched it, and I was like, "Oh!" And I'm like, "See, this is exactly what keeps holding Disney back." And I'm like, "I don't know why Dave Filoni did it. I don't know why they did that, because they know that once fans catch it, they're never gonna let that go. But it's better to not do it than to do it and then just have all this backlash. Star Wars Theory is on it. Shout out Star Wars Theory, doing doing amazing work and being the best Star Wars YouTuber there is. He pointed out all the major all the fans are going to point it out. And so I don't know what everyone else expected from that. Now, as for me personally, did I catch it the first time? No, because I thought that they were hunting multiple Jedi. But when you do think about it in the context of the situation, how how did you know that that was a like? Does the Empire keep profiles on everyone? And their name. Of course, I would assume the Empire keeps profiles on everyone, but I mean, then the pronouns and but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that because that's just I'm not gonna get into that because that's the warning that I keep telling that I keep saying over and over again. I'm like, is Star Wars just gonna keep doing this? Like is Disney gonna keep doing this to Star Wars? And I'm like, I know. And as soon as Leslie Headland and the cast and crew uh talked at Disney Celebration about the Acolyte, I already knew. I'm like, oh my gosh, please let the now. I'm thinking that it's just going to be more of the same. I think the Acolyte looks good, but it's going to piss off Star Wars fans even more than they're already pissed off. Proof is in the pudding for the Disney Plus show ratings, and things like that. Now, Ahsoka was great. I thought Ahsoka was a masterpiece, but Kenobi was great. Andor was decent. Um, but they know what's going to happen as soon as they drop the Acolyte. And if they're still running the same sort of guidelines as far as inclusion and storytelling and all those different things, then it's just going to be more negative reviews from fans, and the Star Wars fan base is going to continue to suffer. And it's going to kill hype for anything that Star Wars has going if the Acolyte is not good. Now, it could be good, but judging from just the cast and crew and Leslie Headland talking about it, they have given fans no hope for that series. They've given fans no hope at all. None. No hope. Why? Because they don't care about the original vision of Star Wars. They don't care. They care about telling what they want to tell and doing what they want to do, not what George would do or not respecting what's already been established. And that's the big problem. I don't even get mad about it anymore because I know it's just going to be the same thing all over again. So I hope and pray that they get it right. I don't think that they will because Leslie Headland and all that, they're not moving off that, and they're going to do something that's going to piss Star Wars fans off so bad. And so I already know what's coming. And it's going, and in turn that's going to lead to, and I'm gonna play this clip back whenever it does happen. In turn, that is going to run a cycle that will spread to Daisy Ridley's Ray movie, and it's going to cause that movie to flop because no one's going to be excited about that, because they don't trust Disney to do the right thing. So I don't know what else to say. Don't. I don't know what else to say. Uh, the proof is in the pudding. Disney may own Star Wars, but Disney Star Wars did not make The Phantom Menace. So shout out to The Phantom Menace for rocking the box office and absolutely, running that thing. I think they're in second place at the box office right now. So shout out to The Phantom Menace. I'd love to go to the theaters to watch it, but currently with the situation with my newborn boys, I have Disney Plus at home. I have a big screen TV. I have Disney Plus. I have popcorn and snacks that I can watch. Now, if it was a new movie, it'd be different. I'll probably wait till a later time to go see a new movie. But for a re-release, uh, my schedule does not permit. So I'm gonna enjoy Phantom Menace tonight, and I think it's gonna be absolutely awesome, as the box office proves, and as George Lucas proves, because George is the creator of Star Wars and he knew what he was doing when he made the Phantom Menace. Not trying to have some prequel bias in there, but I'm just saying, you know, everybody hated them at first, but as time has gone, they've aged, and the prequels have been appreciated because they are George's vision. They are George's vision. They are what George wanted to do. Plotted through from start to finish. He knew that he wasn't done. This should be basic history for anyone who is a Star Wars fan who knows that when he did episode 4, he was limited by the technology of his time, and so he told the back half of the story 4, 5, and 6, knowing that he was not done yet because he was going back to do 1, 2, and 3 to complete the saga. And 1, 2, and 3, through and through, George's absolute vision for Star Wars. That's why they're deeper, more layered and complex. That's why they're awesome. So I don't argue with anybody when it comes to the prequels and how they've aged over time. Now, the argument for the past few years has been, of course, is will the sequels age that way? I'm here to tell you right now. I've said the answer a trillion times, and I'm not being mean. I'm just telling the truth. I don't think that they will. They won't. If I'm wrong, and the Force Awakens gets re-released, and the Last Jedi gets re-released, and all those films get re-released, then okay, cool. But I don't think that they will. I don't believe that they will because of the intention of those films, the vision of those films, and what they were meant to be. They had no heart. They had they had nothing of George's vision in those films. In concept, yes. In execution and in terms of telling a story, no. Were they ill ill made? I don't think so. Because I think they're absolutely visually stunning. I think The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, they're all visually stunning. That's not the issue. It's just is the story has so many missed opportunities, so many unnecessary things that rub fans the wrong way, political messaging that people just don't want to hear, uh pandering, just all sorts of things in the sequels, you know, and especially with Luke Skywalker, of course that goes without saying. I don't even have to explain that. That goes without saying, bro. That goes without saying. Can't fix that. What's done is done. And so if you think that people are going to go pay the price of admission to go see Luke get destroyed again, I don't think so. If you're going to see people, if you think people are going to go play price of admission tickets to see Rey just break all the Jedi code training and all that and just start being OP off the rip, I mean, no. You think people are going to go pay to see the retcon of Skywalker, to see episode 9, which basically had to retcon everything because episode 8 did not pick up on anything the right way that episode 7 laid out, or even that episode 7 did, because episode 7 could have been a lot more than it was. No, it's not going to happen for the sequels, bro. It's not going to happen. And that's not even me being biased. That's just facts based off the storytelling. The only reason why the prequels are the way that they are is because George chose George had a story plan from front to back, and the themes that he was exploring, he executed very well. Birth of the Clone Wars, that whole era, and just so much more. The in-universe political, not our politics being thrust into Star Wars, but the in-universe politics and 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 themes of Star Wars in the prequels. Good versus evil, the point of view, separatists versus the Republic. You know, Anakin being the chosen one, Order 66, Palpatine sort of being this antichrist figure, which is excellently even more layered upon once you read the Darth Plagueis book, and it absolutely describes Palpatine as exactly that, the Antichrist, the beast that would rise and hatch his plan across the universe. Like, bro, Anakin, like, bro, it's just Anakin and the Chosen One prophecy. Like, how far do we have to go? The Clone Wars, Umbara, wow, like Ahsoka and all that she's been through, bro. Like the prequels are just too goated. It's too much great storytelling in that era. That's why it's being celebrated. That's why it's awesome. Now I will be there for Attack. If they put Attack of the Clones back in theaters, which I hope they do, I'll be there to watch that. And you best bet your behind I'm gonna be there for Revenge of the Sith when they put that back in theaters. I will be there. I will not miss that. I would relish and cherish the opportunity to see Revenge of the Sith again in theaters. So I would be absolutely hyped. It is 11:19 at the hour. Shout out to everyone on the stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Give it up for yourselves. Hope y'all are doing good. Shout out to everyone on Instagram, Twitter, or X. Shout out to everyone on Facebook as well. Shout out to you guys. I love my X community. I love you guys, man. I really do. Because on Facebook is more of a family app to keep up with your family and friends. YouTube is great too, and Instagram is cool, but those are more for reels. But on X, you guys keep me going. I love you guys because y'all love the discourse, and we talk the discourse, talk about everything Marvel, DC. You guys are down for it. The community on X is absolutely undefeated. So shout out to you guys. Like and subscribe as well to the channel if you haven't. I plan on doing a lot more after hours because I used to do after hours back in the day, but then that was before I had my first kid. But here we are now. Um, got into an argument the other day about comics too because people just think I'm BSing when I'm talking about how manga and how Japanese art and their whole market is killing American comics, and then people are like, "Oh well, we should we should race swap a very popular character or whatever." And I'm like, "No, don't do that." I'm like, "Have you seen the sales?" It's like, "Well, they've already done it. It can already be done in live action." No, it can't. Have you seen the sales? Which I'm pretty sure at this point Marvel and DC aren't even trying to share. Have you seen the sales? The independent. Oh, shout out to Eric July and the Ripperverse. Shout out to you guys. Y'all are my inspiration for wanting to tell my own stories, which I am working on. I am working on writing a book. I am working on writing a series of books because I don't think my art has progressed enough to where I want it to be. It will, but to the point where I want to do a comic book. But I feel like I express a lot in book form, so I really look forward to finishing my book. But yeah, shout out to Eric Gillette. The independent creators are killing the game right now. They're killing the game. Properties that are popular right now have more so to do. I mean, the MCU is successful because it's the MCU. But as far as comics go, I mean, there's so many people that are killing the game right now that are not Marvel and DC that it's not even funny. Marvel and DC are not dropping those numbers because it's downright embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and they keep doing it to themselves every time. So it's not even a competition. Shout out to the anime community that y'all have artists and writers who actually care about the characters and actually tell serious stories with those pages. They let the pen bleed, they let the pencil rock, and they go at it, man, and it's awesome. It's awesome. And I look forward to J House being there. J House will be there. J House will be there one day. Our own stories. This platform having its own stories, books, comics, things like that. It's in the works and it will be there. I look forward to it because I love this. I love this. So I'm always supporting new and independent creators, buying other people's stuff. I have yet to buy any Ripperverse stuff too. I need to do that too. I plan on it. I haven't bought any Rippaverse comics yet. I'm ashamed, but I will. So shout out Eric July. Shout out Star Wars Theory too, man. I haven't watched. I'm gonna probably watch it after I get off this live. I'm gonna probably go ahead and watch his new production, Dark Empire, if I'm not mistaken, based off the adaptation of the expanded universe story. So I will be checking that out because Star Wars Theory is just awesome. He's came out with Theory Sabers. Dude's just balling, running the game right now, and he's awesome, dude. So shout out to Star Wars Theory, one of the fans who actually cares about Star Wars more than the people who actually run the production. So it's crazy, crazy work. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else on my mind. I'm just chilling, talking. Shout out to I don't know who just won the game. I think OKC just beat Dallas probably. So shout out to them in the series. My Heat are out, so that sucks. I'm having to look at highlights of no, they're going into the fourth quarter. Never mind. That game's not over. I hope Cleveland beats Boston. I don't know how that's looking right now. They're showing highlights right now, I think. So I think that game's still going. And so I hate Boston. I hope you guys lose. I love Jason Tatum. Love you guys. But I hope y'all lose. Sincerely a Heat fan sitting at home. But man, what a great week it's been. Um I hope that uh this Kendrick and Drake beef gets sorted out. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know where those shots came from at Drake, but I know that it happened after he dropped the Heart Part 6. And so this beef is starting to blow up in a way that I never thought it would. And so I think that it's just the beginning. Hope more music is coming, but no more shooting. Whatever it is, whatever the rumors are, whether it's between XO and OVO, or whether it's between whoever, no shooting, man. Please, let's do the wax. Let's keep it on the wax because so far that's the only place that's been fun. Is on the wax. Hearing Drake and Kendrick drop these diss records back and forth, just hearing the bars has been awesome. So keep it on the wax, man. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to result to all that. But when you talk that noise, you end up in deep water. You got to back that up. So shout out to all the reactors who've been working at overtime this weekend, this week, this past weekend and last week, because then the Kendrick and Drake kept them boys on their toes. So that was something that was so much of that was a crazy experience for me as well. So it was something I'll never forget, and I will continue to monitor that situation and keep an eye out on that too. But shout out to everyone. Hope you guys have a great night. It is now 11:26 at the hour. I don't know if y'all boys are going to bed. Y'all don't look like y'all going to bed. I don't think y'all are. Cause I've been a late out. Cause as soon as my boys get home, I already know. I already know what's about to go down. I know it's going down. As soon as my boys get home, they're gonna be keeping me up the constant crying. I got two twin boys and a 3-year-old. So I'm going to be up all times of day, all times of night, and I'm just getting ready. I'm just getting prepared. So I'm already in my natural element. I was already used to doing these sort of after hours, late night pods way before then. Shout out to my dog Evan. Shout out to my dog Evan. I hope, yeah. See, where's my dog Evan? Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Shout out to my dog Evan. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a great time. I think. Do I really want to go there with the acolyte? I don't think I do, because I just don't think the show's gonna be that crazy, man. Like, it looks the. I don't even know, man. I didn't do a reaction video to it because I'm like, I'm not that hyped about it, and I know exactly what I know. Like they're gonna set me up for failure every time. So I didn't even react to the Acolyte trailer, but I'm setting up events for every other big, project that I'm excited about. Fallout has been awesome. I'm definitely doing a Dune review as well. I will be doing a Dune review too as well. So I look forward to that. Reading that book right now too. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. So I'll catch you guys later, man. It is now 11:30 at the hour. You guys be blessed. Thank y'all guys for tuning in with me on another after hours episode. I'll probably be back tonight. I mean tomorrow night. Uh Probably be back tomorrow night. Just chilling. Probably Evan will probably be on with me, and we'll just chop it up. We'll chop it up, and it's gonna be a great time. Lots of great things to experience, and I'm just so blessed, and I'm grateful, and I'm excited. So love you guys. Shout out to you. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I will catch you guys later, man. Peace.